Yo, people, lateness is greatness. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. And I've brought my boy along, Culture Cams, and I'm telling you the timing couldn't be any better. Before we get into everything, my bro, how are you doing?
All good, bro. You know what I mean? I'm a lot better than I was last week, trust me. So I'm all good, man. How are you, bro?
I'm very good, man. I'm very good. We're top. We're living life. You know what I'm saying? Singing and dancing in the rain. You know what I'm saying? Winning matches, winning them well after the Juventus fixture as well, which was lovely to see the team just perform like that again in a game where I thought it was going to be very difficult to bypass their defense and they might come up and set up very negatively, but we managed to get through it. Obviously, you guys have seen the press conference by now. There's definitely some injuries in there. You know, Kova's a doubt, and you've got Kante and all these things. But I really want to start off. Yeah, I really want to start off by asking you, Cams, how are you feeling about Rangnick? Of course, he's not in charge for this game, but just how are you feeling now, man?
Bro, you know what? Hey, I'm feeling good about it, man. I'm feeling good. You know, I spoke on Bruce in the pods about it, like, but I'm just kind of like, you know what? The biggest thing that I'm happy about is that finally Man United are having a bit of a forward-thinking mentality. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's something that I haven't seen Man United do in years, bro. And I'm even talking Fergie years, bro. Not a lot of people feel like things just started when Fergie left. Like towards the end of Fergie, there started to be questionable decisions. The way we used to win games wasn't like it was a few years before that. You know what I mean? So towards the end, it started just kind of staggering through. So I feel like we haven't made big decisions like this in a long time. You know, a lot of the stuff that we do is very much the obvious, you know. Moyes was my man's boy. Jose Mourinho, he was on the market, but at that time when we took him, was he the right man at the time? He was somebody that was seen as maybe you're declining at that point. LVG comes off the back of a good World Cup, and you know what I mean? I just felt like everything wasn't really thought of well. And Ollie, let's not even get into that. So when you get with Ralf, I feel like it's forward thinking, especially obviously the 2-year consultancy. And I understand that Man United want to give themselves the summer to kind of assess the options. But the fact that you brought in someone that's going to help with that decision process is great. And even in terms of motivation for the players, you now have somebody this man is going to be in charge of selling you, bro. So, you know, like when there's like an audition, you're auditioning, right?
Yeah.
It's like audition times 2, bro. Because
100%.
Now he's going to be taking this and actually have a voice upstairs. Whereas if it was Ollie could say, you know what, let's say, for example, I'm not feeling Donny van de Beek or something, right? He could say that. But the board could be like, bro, we spent 40 million on that. Now he's the board.
Yeah.
He's the board. So his opinion is going to strike strong. So a lot of pressure on these players. It's real audition time, man. See who's going to stay at the club and who's going to be an important part of the team going forward. So, yeah, man, on a short-term basis, I'm happy about it. Long-term basis, I'm very happy, bro.
He's got a great eye for talent as well. When you see the players that he's purchased and what they've been able to sell for, he's got a fantastic track record in Germany at Leipzig and etc. Obviously, he hasn't managed in 2 years, but I only really see this as a massive positive, like you've said as well, because this guy is like getting in Tiki before Pep. Do you know what I'm saying? You're building the right way now. You're actually getting the guy who's going to create the structure, going to bring in the backroom, management team and whoever needs to be there to help him alongside. Going to improve the scouting network and all that kind of stuff. Make sure that there's a clear imprint and a style of play like there is at Man City, where if they do get rid of Pep, Ten Hag probably comes in or someone else of that ilk comes in and it's not a big deal. Man United have not been coached for years. I've just been watching you, man, score goals after full time against Brighton and get penalties and finish second, and everybody's thinking I'm salty because I'm saying this is not great. This is not great. Like, this is not the way to do it, and that's why there hasn't been no trophy in 5 years. But I'm actually genuinely like, okay, this is scary. Do you know what I'm saying? If they get this right and they back this guy properly, which they will, I'm sure, because Man United do spend, then it's going to be a madness. It really is. And this guy, when he was linked with Newcastle, everybody was dancing about it like raving and saying, wow, this could be nuts. It's the same applies to Manchester United. And he's such a good footballing man, even though people say his trophies don't stack up. I think when you haven't been coached for years and someone who just knows the game, the father of Tuchel and Klopp and all these other guys, Nagelsmann, when someone that knows the game that well comes in and starts teaching you, it's like, whoa, shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like getting a new maths teacher and then you pass because you finally get it. You're finally starting to be able to do the equations. So I think it's a very impressive appointment. I'm just so happy that you man didn't sack Ollie over the internationals and that he's not here for this.
It's so silly, isn't it? They should have done that a long time ago. But then what it is as well, like, I feel like finally you can also judge these players as individuals, because a lot of the time, you know, you might criticize someone and then you might sit back and think, am I being too harsh because he's under Ollie? Like, you know, sometimes you feel that way. So I don't want to say everyone has a clean slate, because there's some people that I think their base level is just not good enough for Man United. But there's going to be a lot of players that some are going to come out the other end. There's some of the ones that people are saying ain't it right now are going to come up the other end. And some of the ones that people are saying are it might not get better. They might even start showing themselves, because for me, not everyone was being held back by Ollie. Some people were, like, massively, but not everyone. I feel some of them actually needed that type of football. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very interesting to see when a manager comes in with a structure, with an idea, not afraid to drop people, not play people to their strengths. Let's see who comes out the other end and who kind of falls back.
Survives.
Yeah, bro. It's gonna be mad interesting to see. That's why I'm waiting. There's no more excuse of they ain't got a coach, they ain't got this, they ain't got that. Now you've got someone that wants something and demands a certain something from you. Same way Tuchel does, same way Klopp does, same way Pep does. They demand a certain something from you. And if you can't do that, you're gonna be out of the team, bro. It's not about you can do the most step overs, you are the fastest, you can score the most goals. It's not about that in any of those man's teams that I just mentioned. The top three's teams. None of it is like that. You bring in that Grealish or whatever. Grealish, you're not going to have a free role, bro. You're going to be hanging off the left. If you can't do that, come sit next to me on the bench and let me show you how Sterling does it. And next year, once you've learned, you can come back in. That's how it's going to be.
Man, it's true.
Always the case, man. So we need that, bro. Yes, it's nice Bruno doing his thing, Rashford, or this man might thrive in the Ollie way. Now that new manager's in and demand something else, you got to adapt to it or drown, really.
I've been long saying it, that I feel like the game has been moving to team football and not individuals. Messi, Ronaldo, no one is eclipsing or equaling them in this generation that I'm seeing currently. And if they are, they're not there yet anyway. You need to build a team now. It needs to be a unit. It needs to be a system. And systems and managers, they completely trample on all individuals in their squad. Klopp, anybody can come in and out. Do you know what I'm saying? Anybody can come in and out. Tuchel, anyone can come in and out. And that has been the complete polar opposite at Manchester United. It has been hero ball. It has been Ronaldo saves the day. It has been Bruno saves the day. And I like what you said about individuals being able to be judged, because it's true. Anytime I've tried to say, I'm going to maybe look at this guy, and it's the Ollie tax. I'm like, fair enough. It's an easy debate every time.
Honestly, and the thing is, it's one of those ones, because you always look at other people's teams. For example, like, you guys have Hudson-Odoi, you've got Mount, you've got all these type of guys in your team. I look at them and I think, good players, I rate them. You know what I mean? Good players, I rate them. But then I think to myself, but, you know, if Rashford or if not Martial, but if, you know, some name, Pogba, whoever, Sancho, Greenwood, if they were in Chelsea, they'll be better than that guy. Or if Hudson was at Man United, he'll be getting rubbed out. You know what I mean? That's how I hate that way of viewing the game. Like it makes you, because your team's not good, it makes you underrate players in a different way. It's kind of weird, because like you look at like Mo Salah, for example. I don't think he'll come to Man United and tear it up. So in my mind, it makes me be like, but how good is he really? Like, he's cold, but is it? You know what I'm trying to say? You kind of think of it like that. So when
really top players should have top managers and top systems.
Exactly. Like, when do you ever talk about top players and they don't have a top manager? Like, every top player needs a top manager, bro. Every single one. Like, that is just football, bro. Messi was a great player before Pep, but he needed Pep after a while to really ascend. You know what I mean? Ronaldo needed Fergie, and
it's like putting Lewis Hamilton next to Mazepin or something in the grid.
Exactly, bro. And it feels like we're the only team who are not allowed a good manager, but the players still must be world class and perform to that standard. So I'm not saying Ralf Rangnick is world class and all this type of stuff, but first and foremost, he's gonna have a structure. He's gonna have a way of playing. And bro, I have not seen that at Man United since LVG, but his didn't really hit. I haven't seen that since Ferguson, bro. Since about the 11-12 season. Not even the season we won the league with Van Persie. That was a lot of hero ball, bro.
Yeah.
Even the season that we lost the title to Man City for the first time was the last time I saw good football at Old Trafford, bro. It's craziness, bro. Madness. Nearly 10 years. 10 years of watching dead ball, bro. It's mad. It's mad.
I don't know how you might have made it through that. I'm not going to lie to you. Because at Chelsea, we just sack people, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? If it's not working, 5 games, goodbye, good luck. Good luck with the rest of your career.
You know what? With interims as well, most interim, like honestly, if we didn't give Ollie the job, we could have had a good season, bro.
You could have, for real. Like, you had a team to compete.
Bro, literally, it's like the players were like, oh, he got the job. Oh, okay, now we can rest and whatever. I don't really know what happened there. And then you look at Chelsea. I know the example is different because Chelsea are just a different club to Man United in the way you operate, right? And obviously, when you guys brought in these interims, you guys kind of had a lot of player power in your club. But those players were big dogs, bro. They weren't young 22-year-olds who have a big ego. No, they were John Terry, Drogba, Ballack, Cole, Czech, Lamp. Like, these are seasoned dons. So, a manager can come in, get around the old guard who have the influence around the whole club. Yeah. Then man will follow Malouda, and then man will follow what Drogba says, and Lamp. Joe Cole and them will follow what Lamp said. You know what I'm talking about.
100%. Yeah.
That little click, then Chelsea will go on a win. It kind of like the players took ownership.
They ran that.
At Man United, but every interim period you see, it goes kind of well, you know. It kind okay, maybe Ljungberg's didn't go quite great at Arsenal, but it usually goes well, bro. Interim period.
That's understandable, isn't it, Ljungberg?
Yeah. Interim periods usually go well, so I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. Of course, unfortunately, I've got to drag you back down to earth for one more game, and that's this game, man. You got Michael Carrick in the dugout. Is there anything that you saw against Villarreal that showed you that he wasn't still under the Ollie curse? Or I know he made a few changes. Sancho played, Van der Beek played, and whatnot. But is it really just the man still here? Do you know what I'm saying? And just sent his second in command.
I don't really see much different, bro. A lot of people are like, okay, look, all right, we were a little bit more organized. You know, it wasn't as frantic. Villarreal didn't pull this guy that way and this guy that way like how we usually do. It was a little bit more organized. Maguire was between the sticks. Everyone was in where we needed. You know what I'm trying to say? Everyone was in their kind of positions. So I would say that. But other than that, yes, Sancho had a good game. He didn't have one. I don't care what no one says to me. He didn't have one good game under Ollie the whole time. He hasn't had a good game. So finally, he had a good game. So you can say maybe there's a bit of encouragement there, but I think that's more of just like a confidence thing. There was nothing really. De Gea still had to make 3 important saves. There was nothing really that made me say we scored, in my opinion, a sloppy goal. Like from Villarreal's point of view, they basically gave us the goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I seen. Yeah.
And
just they turnover.
So I feel like there wasn't much change. Only thing is, it was a little bit of a confidence booster for the players. So maybe going into the Chelsea game, they might just be a bit more like, like we got to put a show on here. And it's against Chelsea. The new manager is going to be watching. Let's see what we can do, kind of thing. But nah, you know, I was starting seeing people go into like some big tactical like dive into what Carrick done, and I'm like, Mandem, he had 24 hours, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't that deep.
24 hours. Like literally, the other couple hours they were on the plane, getting their hotel. He really had 24 hours on the training pitch. If that, you had like 6 hours on the training pitch. If that, that's it. So let's not act like there was some big, massive tactical shift. And brother, same things happened. Donny van der Beek got hooked.
Yeah,
my man Martial got hooked. It was all the same things that we see under Ollie, in my opinion. But yeah, man, like,
To be fair, after a coach leaves, you usually do see their style or whatever they've left over. It still is the imprint for a few games minimum, and under Carrick, it's definitely going to be there because A, he's not a top coach. He's barely just got his license. I think he's only active for like 6 weeks or 6 games in the Premier League. And B, this is a team that have not been coached at all. They can't press. They can't build up from the back. They can't keep the ball. Like honestly, when I was speaking to Rance about this yesterday, I was actually trying to rubber stamp what Manchester United actually, by definition, good at in terms of playing football. Like what are they good at as a team? Defending, attack, counter attack. I couldn't think of anything.
I think United are a decent counter attacking team, a good counter attacking team. I think they're a good counter attacking team. Other than that, there's not one fundamental that Man United have right, other than maybe counter-attacking. But counter-attack is very situational. If a team have a couple more man back, counter-attack is nullified. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes in a match, you can't control if you're going to be able to counter-attack and win the game, because they have to commit. They have to commit many players.
You rely on them to do something,
Exactly. Like, okay, if you're playing against the Pep team, you know they're going to have only Rodri sitting. Yeah, you can counter that. So maybe in that tactic. But the average team, Aston Villa, one of them teams, they might not do that, bro. They're going to have two man sitting, DMs sitting there. The fullbacks might not even be high up. And they're just going to be waiting for you, bro. So you can't counter-attack them type of team. So counter-attack is very situational. That should never really be the basis of a football team. Like, we're a counter-attacking team. What? What? Yeah, I mean,
this game kicks off, you're waiting.
Yeah, like that don't make sense to me, man. So yeah, bruv. Fundamentally, we're all over the place, bruv.
The last thing I want to ask is an interesting one, because I want to say, put it in your hands. If you was the coach for this game against Chelsea, what players would you put out? How would you set them up tactically? Like, what would be your plan? I know it's difficult. You're kind of coming up against one of the best coached teams, and obviously Man United are just starting to maybe get coached from when Rangnick comes in. But how would you give yourself a prayer of getting something out of this game if you're looking at it?
Honestly, bro, like, for me, it sounds simple, but if I'm an interim manager, like if I'm a caretaker manager, it's literally just play my best players, bro. Whoever I think are my best players, just play them, bro. At this point, just play them, because at the moment, there's not even anything you can identify with Chelsea. Like, oh, that's their weakness defensively. That's Liverpool, it's that high line. Man are getting in behind them a little bit, you know what I mean?
Damn straight.
City, counter. Yeah, we can counter them. They're going to commit. We can counter. Chelsea at the moment, you can't say they concede from set pieces. You can't say that they concede from turnovers. You can't say that guys are getting in behind. You can't say man are just willingly counter-attacking them. So that is so hard to prepare against if you haven't got a system of your own. Yeah. If I was a possession-based football team, I'll just be like, oh, yeah, okay, have the players out there, and you jab, we jab type thing. But against you, man, now, in this state that we're in, I don't know what we can actually do to not even nullify, to beat you. Yeah. For me, you can only just put your best players out there, bro. Honestly, your best 11, who you think are the best 11 footballers out there, put them out, and it's only a caretaker. You got one more game. Tell them to figure it out, bro. I know I sound like I've been part of all these backroom staff for the last 3 years, innit? But honestly, bro, man, them go out there and just do your thing. It's the last game of me in charge. Bye. There's my best 11. Go and do a thing, because Chelsea right now, they're formidable, bro. They're formidable, fam. They're coming off a 4-0 in Europe. Reece James is flying here. Chilwell's flying there. I know he's injured now.
Attacking fullbacks, bro. Listen, this is your
man. You know how it goes, man. I'm loving it, fam. I'm loving it. But then you got the Thiago's in great form. Trevor's in great form. Your absolute weapons from from corners. Like, bro, I don't know. I can't see 3 points. That's for damn sure, bro. And I can't see us even. We're not defensively good enough to hold you guys out, in my opinion. So, don't want to sound like a negative fan, but it looks like one of them ones you're just gonna have to take. I don't want to say the word free hit either. You're just gonna have to take that L. You know what I'm trying to say? Just take that L. Give it your best shot, of course, but can't see much, man. Honestly,
and obviously your defense is kind of like mumbo jumbo as well. There's a couple injuries in there. It's probably gonna be a back four that have never played together. So
Maguire suspended.
Yeah. Although that could be to your advantage the way he's been playing. So I'm gonna lie.
Low key, bro. But Varane's not there, so it's what Lindelof and Bailly. Right, Luke Shaw, I don't even know if he's fit. Bro, I don't know what is going on out there, fam. Honestly,
long day. It's been a long day. I'm very confident, people. But listen, I'm gonna keep it humble now, because it's only a few days away in it. So obviously, I'm gonna tone it down and just pray that there's no surprises. And then obviously, Chester will be back out after full time. Big up to Culture Camps for joining me, man.
Actually, for a Chelsea fan, I want to ask you, as a Chelsea fan, do you think the way you guys are scoring through your defenders and stuff,
it's sustainable,
will be sustained through the whole season? Because I'm not gonna lie, don't get it, you're scoring a lot of goals as well. But like a lot of the like, you know, the openers or whatever comes from like your defenders or something like, or like maybe, so it's kind of like, and then the rest pile on and it's game over or whatever. But I know people will be like, oh yeah, but you know, when Rom comes back, but honestly, I don't think it's a big guarantee that when Rom comes back, he's just going to come in, everyone's going to continue doing what they're doing, but he's just going to be bagging loads of goals and it's going to be rosy now. I actually think, not saying that he's a massive issue to the club or anything like that, but you guys have found a way, and I'm not being funny. If you calculate how many goals you've scored in his absence, it's unbelievable, bro. You guys are scoring countless. So is this the way you guys are going to be all season, like relying on James to get goals or Trevor Chalobah to score goals? And it's mad, man. But
it's actually mad. Like when I envision a team of sharing out their goals, I love that vision, because Man City have had that, and it means that you're not heavily reliant on one player. But this is taking the cake. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I would like to see one forward in this team that is 100% going to deliver the goods if need be. Now that is meant to be Lukaku, and I think he's definitely, at the start of the season, Lukaku started the season very well, scored against Arsenal, a few other games as well, was looking good. Then he kind of petered off a little bit. I think there's two reasons for that. I think one reason is that our attacking midfielders that play behind him were not passing that ball quickly enough to him. They weren't spotting the runs. They weren't being aggressive enough. Maybe they lacked the quality as well. They're all quite young. Kai has got deficiencies he needs to improve on. Mason Mount, his final ball. Pulisic was injured, but again, his final ball as well, and picking his head up when he's dribbling, that's another thing to improve on. Hudson-Odoi is now in the team when Lukaku, you know, they haven't played together. He's very creative. I think before last week, I'm not sure now, I haven't checked the statistics, he was our guy that created the most chances in our team, and he's only played, you know, a crop of games at left wing. Most of them have been at right wing back or just sitting on the bench. So for him to create that volume of chances with the amount of games he's played has been very impressive. Then you add on to the fact that Chelsea have been, when Lukaku was here, mainly using Azpilicueta and Alonso as wing backs. James was injured for a period, and Chilwell was on the bench as well because he came back from the Euros late. Those wing backs have changed the game. Since Juventus, that defeat, they're coming in narrow, they're scoring goals, they're getting assists, attacking fullbacks, yes, damn straight. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just hoping that Tuchel, first of all, extremely intelligent. He must know why he signed him. He must know how he was going to fit him in. I'm sure he's got a plan to make that click. But like you said, it's not a given. And
it's hard. Number 9's in today's game, bro. Like, yeah, the very elite. Yeah, the very elite make it work. But number 9's is
tough.
Still it's tough. It's still kind of a wide forward kind of game. Do you know where I'm kind of from? Like at the moment. So when you have like a stiff number 9 up there, like a focal point number 9, it is difficult because as much as Haaland is a killer, he's not necessarily get the ball down to Haaland, make it stick on him and then play off him. He's not that kind of guy. He's live wire, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Benzema, different type of striker. Lewandowski, he's reached a ridiculous level at this point. You know what I mean? But it's hard because people have this concern about Man United, you know, when we have Ronaldo, but he, you know, he's still in the goals. But it's that focal number 9. You look at Liverpool, they don't have one at the moment like that. Yeah, they're playing Jota there. Firmino, we know what he's like. You look at City, they haven't even got one at the moment. PSG, they haven't really got one. It's very tough for Lukaku just to come in and make that stick. And my thing about Lukaku at Chelsea is, I think Lukaku is the best counter-attacking striker in the world. If he's on the transition, it's over. But Chelsea
in that right channel, coming on his left foot, especially as well.
Facts, bro. When he gets going, he's a train, bro. It's hard, isn't it? So Chelsea are not really that much of a counter-attacking team. And secondly,
not at all. Actually, we really don't score any goals in the counter-attack. It's all possession.
Exactly. You're not a counter-attacking team. And then secondly, I feel like it's just, how can I explain what I'm trying to say? Like,
the attack is very fluid.
Press
as well, with the counter press at the front and winning the ball out the field and, you know, distorting and taking up different positions and keeping people on their toes and whatnot. His movement's definitely gonna have to go up 100%.
It's gonna be hard. I feel like you might get the same issues that we had in terms of Stamford Bridge, for example. First and foremost, it's not a big pitch. It's not big for the space. Lukaku's not gonna be able to make them runs where he's going to have acres of space and he's going to have time and he's going to finish it. Like, and he's not going to. Stamford Bridge is very compact and tight. He's going to be in there and they're going to need, you lot are going to need him to be for his physical attributes.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to play like that. Lukaku's made that clear.
Yeah, he
I
did say
don't
that.
want to play like that, bro. You know what I'm trying to say?
I can understand where he's coming from because he's got more to his game than just, throw it into him, hold it up, and then we'll do the rest.
What you guys want him to do, though. I think naturally when you play and you have a 6'4", 6'3" big ball like that, that is the natural thing you're gonna do. You're gonna give it to him in them positions. You're gonna want him to make it stick, etc. And bring in the guys around him.
Like a Giroud kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But Lukaku's trying to be a scorer. Like Lukaku, if he really wanted to, maybe technically people might have his doubts, but he could be a guy that gets everyone else more goals, but he only gets like 15. Like Didier Drogba, he might get himself 15 goals a season, but I'm telling you, the man around him are eating good. Like everyone because of him. But I don't think Lukaku wants to do that. I think he wants to be a pure-blooded goal scorer, which fine, his career has shown that he can get goals. But I think it could be a little bit of a stifler to Chelsea. One person that I would say I think you guys need to start giving more minutes to, I think obviously he came back from injury, is Pulisic, bro. He's the best player, I think, at Chelsea at making runs, in my opinion.
So.
At running in behind.
Running in behind the defense. Because Werner does.
Sorry.
Werner, that's probably Werner's team.
Sorry, you're right. It is Timo Werner. But after Timo Werner, because it feels like Timo Werner's got into that place where it's like, we've tried you now numerous times and you're failing every task. I feel like, But Pulisic, I feel like, bro, the guy always ends up in chances positions. He ends up in a lot of positions where he can score on the one touch. He can get in behind. He's just a nuisance a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I think he might be a secret weapon for you lot if you lot start using him a little bit more, honestly.
It'll be interesting to see if he can play Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic together or how that works. And now that you bring up forwards, actually, I forgot to ask you one thing, which was Ronaldo. You got a pressing coach. German football is all about pressing from the front. And then you got Ronaldo. You talk about big players getting dropped. What is going to happen with Mr. CR7? Or
this is going to be an interesting one. Like, I think initially he's going to play Ronaldo because he doesn't want to upset the camp or whatever. Initially he'll play, but then we'll see from there, because I do think Ronaldo's press has been a little bit exaggerated. I don't think he's as much of a slouch as people kind of make out. Well, I think when he got criticized, it changed. Since he got criticized publicly, he's been working a lot harder, right? But again, that working harder is very, I'm just going to go and chase this guy.
It's not structured.
No structure to it. It is going to be very interesting at 37 in February, 36, 37 years old. A manager who not only just likes a press, we're not just talking about a decent press. And Chelsea's press, right, is really structured and well, but I don't think it's as intense as a Liverpool press.
No, it's not. It's just distance covered. We're not one of the top five. Like we go in bursts.
There we go. So you lots is very methodical press.
Yeah.
But this guy, Rangnick, is talking as if like, this ain't methodical shit. This is, you man are hounding, you know what I mean? Like, you man are exerting. So that is going to be interesting. And I just think if Ronaldo stays in the goals, he'll play. If he stops scoring, then we might have an issue in it. But let's see, bro. Let's see. I don't know. I truly don't know, bro. Like, can you cheat at old dog new tricks? It's gonna be.
Do you even want to have a 37-year-old pressing anyway? Just out of longevity for his career, it doesn't make sense, really.
It might be a case where it's like, I feel like every team can have one maximum.
One guy, just one
defensive passenger.
Yeah, not only PSG, one. Just one, because PSG got 3.
Exactly. There we go. And look at what they're doing. Like, they're nowhere near. I know they're gonna walk the league and that, but they're nowhere near what you would envision a PSG team with those players should be.
They don't have a hope in hell of winning the Champions League the way that they.
I don't think they'll win it.
The ball. Like, I literally see the 3 of them just walking, and the other 8 are tasked to defend against Manchester City. It's crazy.
You can't just turn it on and off like a light switch, man. It's embarrassing what them lot are doing out there. But I think you can have one defensive passenger max in a team. Any more than you're struggling, you're worried, innit? So let's see. Let's see. That's gonna be interesting. I'm just gonna sit back and watch how that one pans out, man. Honestly,
100%. Listen, it's been a brilliant show, bro. Great knowledge as always. And listen, I'm just glad that we've got one opportunity still to do potentially what City and Liverpool have done. Do you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I'm not jinxing it, but I just need a win. I just need a win. Our record against you is not good. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Lampard versus Oli shit was not impressive for me to watch. Yeah. So we've got a lot of hurt in our heart as Chelsea fans. We've got a lot to make up for. So hopefully the boys take it out, you know what I'm saying, on Sunday. And then you can do what you need to do to Arsenal. I'm all for that. No problem.
Yeah. What's your prediction then?
My prediction is a 2-0 win. I'm going to keep it modest, do you know what I'm saying? But because I think the best thing Carrick could do is park the bus, if I'm honest. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
No, honestly.
what about you?
I was leaning towards 2-0 as well, but you know what? I'm kind of, for some reason, I might lean into a bit of a 1-0, you know?
Okay.
I feel like it might get to a little bit of a frustrating game. We're defending well and stuff, but ultimately, we're just not that team. Eventually, the gap will come and Chelsea will get their goal, get their winner. So I'm gonna go 1-0 Chelsea. Don't see us breaking that back line. As I've said, death, taxes, Chelsea clean sheets, bro. So we move in it.
So a brilliant way to end it. I ain't got nothing to top that. I'm not gonna lie. That's a title, if anything. Listen, people, check out Culture Cams. The link will be in the description. The guy's killing it right now. Goal, Stoppage Time TV, his own channel as well. And like I said, he's always fantastic to have on. So big up for coming on, bro. Big up to the chat who you guys have been watching, and let me know in the comments your predictions, your team. And yeah, big up your damn selves. In a bit, people. Peace.